Imagine standing on the set of $1 million production. The pressure is suffocating. You have one chance, one split second, to capture a moment that will never, ever happen again. You reach for your camera, your heart racing, hoping that the technology in your hands can keep up with the speed of life. For years, we have been lied to. We've been told that we have to make a compromise. We've been told that if we want blistering speed for sports, we have to sacrifice resolution. If we want studio-grade 50-megapixel files, we have to accept a slower, more clunky experience. We've been told that cinema-grade and hybrid workhorse are two different worlds that should never touch. But what if I told you that those worlds are about to collide? What if the plateau we all thought we reached, the point where cameras felt like they were just fine, is actually a massive, pre-storm silence? If the leaks surrounding the Nikon Z9 II are even half true, we are witnessing the biggest paradigm shift in photography since the death of the mechanical shutter. This isn't a refresh. This isn't a firmware update in a shiny new skin. This is an absolute bloodbath for the competition, and it is going to change the way you work, the way you think, and the way you create. We've all been lulled into a false sense of security. We saw the Z9, we saw the Sony A1, and we thought, this is it. This is the peak. But the supply chain has been whispering, and the story it's telling is one of total, uncompromising ambition. At the core of this beast is a rumored 50-megapixel stacked sensor. Now, I can hear the gearheads in the comments already, but 50 megapixels means more noise, right? It means worse low-light performance. That is the old way of thinking. That is the philosophy of the past. The secret weapon here is 3-nanometer silicon manufacturing. Think about the sheer processing power inside your smartphone today, a device that fits in your pocket and handles complex AI, 4K video, and massive multitasking without breaking a sweat. Now, imagine applying that same level of extreme efficiency to a full-frame sensor. Experts who track the yields from top-tier foundries have noted that we are finally hitting a point where signal-to-noise ratios are improving faster than the resolution is increasing. With the Z9 II, you aren't just getting more detail, you are getting a sensor that is arguably more efficient than its predecessor. It is that perfect, elusive, holy grail blend of studio-grade texture and high-speed sports capability. You can crop into a portrait and see the individual pores on the skin, or you can crop into a wildlife shot and still have enough resolution to blow it up for a billboard. It is absolute, uncompromised versatility. But then, we have to talk about the absolute dream, the holy grail of sensor technology, the global shutter. For those who are newer to this, a standard camera sensor captures an image line by line, almost like a scanning copy machine. This is why you get that dreaded jello effect or skewed vertical lines when you move the camera too fast or capture a spinning propeller. It is a limitation of physics that we have all just accepted for decades. But a global shutter? It captures every single pixel at the exact same time. It freezes time. If Nikon manages to integrate a true global shutter into a 50-megapixel flagship, they aren't just improving the Z9. They are rendering almost every other camera on the market obsolete for motion work. Imagine panning at 100 miles per hour during a race and having zero distortion. Imagine shooting under flickering, unpredictable LED stage lights and having absolutely zero banding. It is the kind of leap that makes you want to sell your entire kit and switch ecosystems overnight. Sure, the traditional argument against global shutter has always been the loss of dynamic range, but Nikon has been the king of raw file flexibility for years. If they have found a way to marry that sensor technology with their advanced processing engine, the dynamic range debate is effectively dead. And that brings us to the unsung hero, the processing engine. We are entering the age of AI-driven everything, and Nikon is not hiding their intentions. Their next-generation autofocus engine is designed to leverage machine learning at a level we haven't seen yet. We aren't just talking about basic eye tracking or animal detection. We are talking about predictive, erratic subject recognition. If you are shooting a professional athlete, a bird in flight, or a wild, unpredictable subject, the camera isn't just reacting, it's anticipating. It is a zero-miss system that aims to make the act of focusing a completely transparent, effortless experience. When you pair this massive amount of autofocus metadata with those 50-megapixel RAW files, you are dealing with a staggering amount of data. This is where the synergy with your workstation comes in. We are seeing a shift where these files are being optimized for local processing. You can drag a burst of high-speed, high-res shots onto a modern Mac Studio or a high-end PC, and the software just flies. No stuttering. No waiting for previews. No proxies. It is about removing the friction between your vision and the final product. Nikon understands that a professional's time is their most valuable asset. They don't want you spending hours waiting for files to render or fighting with playback glitches. They want you creating. For the filmmakers in the audience, this is where the Z9 II really starts to threaten the dedicated cinema market. We've seen reports that Nikon is pushing for significantly higher frame rates in 8K, along with cleaner, more beautiful oversampled 4K. But there is a massive hidden challenge there: heat. You can't record 8K RAW internally without creating a massive amount of thermal energy. In the past, companies solved this with loud, spinning fans or by putting arbitrary recording limits on the camera. But Nikon has allegedly developed a new passive thermal management system. Think of it like a heat sink that is part of the chassis itself, pulling heat away from the sensor and the processor without a single moving part. This means rock-solid, hour-long reliability on the hottest commercial sets. No overheating warnings. No dropped frames. Just pure, consistent performance. When you look at the landscape of the camera industry, you see a lot of good enough cameras. You see mid-range bodies that are perfectly fine for vlogging or weddings. But the Z9 II is being positioned as something else entirely, a singular, ultimate tool. The Z8 already bridged the gap between the Z9 and the rest of the lineup, which means the Z9 II has to do something drastically different to justify its price. It has to be a monster. By combining a 50-megapixel global shutter, unlimited 8K RAW video, and AI-driven predictive tracking, Nikon is effectively telling every production company in the world, you don't need a dedicated cinema camera, a sports camera, and a studio camera. You just need this. This is a targeted strike. It is a deliberate, high-stakes move to win the hearts and minds of the professional market. We are talking about erasing the lines between high-end cinema, elite sports, and ultra-high-resolution studio work. It's a bold value proposition. Even if you have to pay a premium for it, if it saves you the cost of owning and maintaining 2 or 3 separate specialized cameras, it suddenly becomes the most cost-effective choice in the business. So, what is the bottom line? Is the Z9 II going to be the beast we are all hoping for? Based on the trajectory of the supply chain leaks and the clear direction Nikon is taking with their R&D, I truly believe this camera will change the industry's trajectory. It's not just about the specs, it's about the philosophy of the machine. It's a statement of power. It's Nikon saying, we are not just catching up to the competition. We are setting the finish line. If you are a professional, you are probably already running the math in your head. Do you wait for the official announcement? Do you start setting aside the budget? Or do you take the risk of sticking with your current gear and hoping it doesn't become yesterday's news? Personally, I think this is the kind of hardware that only comes around once every 5 to 10 years. If these rumors hold up, this won't just be the camera of the year, it will be the industry standard for a long time to come. It's exciting, it's disruptive, and frankly, I can't wait to see the first RAW files come out of this machine. The flagship war is officially back on, and the industry will never be the same. The balance of power is shifting, and the biggest winner is the creative professional. If you liked the video,